Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we uncover the most compelling stories of American history. In this video, we dive into the life of an extraordinary character who brought laughter and joy to the frontiers of the Old West. Join us in discovering the fascinating story of Jack Langrishe, the comedian of the borders, who not only left an impact throughout the American West, but was also Al Swearengen's longtime best friend, the most powerful man in Deadwood. Remember to hit the like button because it helps us a lot. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell to not miss the upcoming interesting videos. John Sewell Jack Langrishe, commonly known by his nickname, Comedian of the Frontier, was an actor, showman, and production manager who had been operating different theaters before arriving in Deadwood, South Dakota in 1876. Later, he also became one of the first senators of the State of Idaho. Langrishe was born John Sewell Folds Jr. in Dublin, Ireland, on September 24, 1825. His father ran a printing shop, and Folds learned to type at an early age. Unfortunately, a big fire at his father's printing factory caused the family to go bankrupt, and they had to immigrate to the United States. On September 19, 1845, they arrived in Boston, where young Folds began their journey to make a living in America. That path led him to New York City, where he found work as a reporter and typewriter for the famous New York Tribune under the guidance of Horace Greeley. Since Greeley was not interested in the theater, Folds adopted the stage name Langrishe, taking the surname from that of a judge and policeman that he knew in Ireland. Langrishe's stage career began in his native Ireland, where he is known to have appeared at least once on stage. However, it was in New York City that he gave his first performance on December 8, 1845, at the famous Chatham Theater. He portrayed the character of Pierce O'Hara in a play titled The Irish Attorney. In 1847, Langrishe decided to leave New York City and pursue a career as a comedian and magician. 2 years later, in 1849, he married Jeanette Allen, an actress from Pittsburgh. Both Langrishe and Jeanette are members of J. H. Howell's theater company, performing in Erie, Pennsylvania. By 1850, Langrishe was performing with his own troupe called Langrishe and Company throughout New York, Ohio, and southeastern Canada. From 1859 to the early 1860s, the Langrishe-Allen St. Joseph performed for Missouri and Kansas audiences in St. Joseph, Missouri, and Topeka and Junction City, Kansas, performing works such as 10 Nights in a Barroom, Toodles, Lady of Lions, Hamlet, Ingomar the Barbarian, Uncle Tom's Cabin, and Othello. These and other plays will be fine-tuned before the crew appears in Deadwood. In 1870, after nearly 10 years of successful performances in Colorado, Langrishe set out for Helena, Montana. It was in this new city that they made the ambitious effort of building the famous Langrishe Opera House. The post-Civil War era brought significant changes in the West's theater performances. Art shows, once a favorite, were gradually overshadowed by the growing popularity of minstrel shows and burlesque. As a result, Langrishe found himself facing financial setbacks, prompting him to adjust and modify his performances to meet the growing taste of his audience. However, an unfortunate incident happened in 1874 when the Langrishe Opera House was badly damaged by fire. Faced with this heavy loss, the company was forced to hit the road again, looking for new opportunities and locations. On July 15, 1876, Langrishe with his wife Jeanette and their company arrived in Deadwood, South Dakota. Their opening performance took place at the Bella Union, marking their debut to the city. Soon after, Langrishe, along with treasurer and troupe manager Jonas Hellawell, leased the McDaniels Theater on July 22, 1876, from Cheyenne, Wyoming theater director James McDaniels, who had built the first theater in Deadwood. The Langrishe Theater's first play was Trodden Down, performed at Deadwood on August 26, 1876, and was enjoyed by many. It is noteworthy that on September 23, 1876, while visiting Deadwood, General George Crook and his officers planned to attend a performance at the Langrishe Theater. It was here that the Langrishe Theater, the trial of Jack McCall, the murderer of Wild Bill Hickok, was first held. Langrishe was integral to shaping Deadwood's early history as he was actively involved in fundraising activities for the town's charities. Despite the presence of various forms of entertainment in Deadwood, Langrishe's theater was the only place any respectable lady would set foot in. The theater was so successful that in 1878 Jack Langrishe moved to the theater to a larger facility on Sherman Street in South Deadwood. The theater has boasted of Fanny Price's remarkable talent as the most popular star. In addition to Price, the theater showcases a host of well-known performers, including Charlotte Cushman, Belle Gilbert, Augusta Chambers, and many more. However, like many mining towns, Deadwood's prosperity experienced a period of decline because in the early 1879, many miners began moving from Deadwood to the next major mining operation in Leadville, Colorado. This shift in the mining industry impacted the Langrishe Theater, which staged its final production, Our American Cousin, on August 14, 1879. Following in the miners' footsteps, the Langrishe Company also moved to Leadville, where they found a new stage at the recently built Tabor Opera House. Their performances began on November 20, 1879, and continued until the end of the year. Meanwhile, tragedy struck the Langrishe Theater in Deadwood when it was destroyed by the devastating Deadwood Fire on September 26, 1879. In 1885, Langrishe left the stage and entered a new chapter of his life. He moved to Idaho, where he took on the role of Justice of the Peace and occasionally indulged in playwriting in Coeur d'Alene. In 1890, he was elected to the state Senate as a Republican in Idaho's first state legislature. Langrishe serves on committees that select the national flag, state seal, and 2 senators for the United States Senate. In 1892, Langrishe returned to his roots as a news anchor publishing the Wardner News in Wardner, Ohio. Finally, Jack Langrishe fell ill in Wardner, Ohio on December 12, 1895. His grave is located in Kellogg, Idaho. Langrishe was portrayed by Brian Cox in the 3rd season of the HBO television series Deadwood. In the film, Langrishe is a pompous man on stage and an old friend of Al Swearengen. Langrishe makes a deal with Joni Stubbs to buy Chez Ami and convert it into a theater, determined to bring culture to town. Al helps Langrishe learn of the plot between him and Hearst. Langrishe discovered that Hearst had a backache and suggested he try a new form of treatment that Langrishe himself administered in the form of pulling, punching, and pushing. Later, he suggests to an interested Al the possibility of using these time-consuming but useless back treatments as a way of occupying Hearst's time. Please like and share if you find the video content interesting and useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below so as not to miss the upcoming interesting videos. Thanks for watching.